Hello, welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's sewing tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how to make button loops for your corset, bustiers and mesh illusion fabrics. If you're like me that doesn't have the patience to button the smaller buttonholes, then this tutorial is for us, because once this is buttoned it would hardly come off. Can you guys see? It's very easy for me to button it, and it will be very easy for my client to button it, because they also complain of the smaller button loops. So can you guys see how easy this is? Even though the spacing is very close and it will be very easy, can you see? But once the person wears it, it will be very hard. It won't come off. Can you see how it is? So if you want to know how I did this, continue watching to the end. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, consider subscribing and turn on your notification bell icon. And also in the next video I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this eyelet. Can you see how neat it is? Looking very professional. If this is what you want to learn, continue watching, or subscribe and turn on your notification bell icon so you don't miss any of my videos, because I'm going to be sharing how I made this. Yeah, I want to use this opportunity to thank all my returning subscribers and returning watchers. Remember to always subscribe. So guys, let's start with today's sewing tutorial. So to make this, I'll be using mesh illusion fabric. I have 1.5 here. Since we're using illusion mesh fabric, it would be nice we use this. And can you guys see I'm using the side that is stretchy? So I'll go ahead and fold this into two. That is because I want it to have volume. If you make it once, it will be too light, unless you're going to be leaving the allowance inside, but I don't want to leave allowance inside. So I'll just go ahead and sew this straight. First of all, I'm going to sew down like 2 inches downwards, and that is for me to make space for the needle that I'm going to use to turn the loops. So I'm just sewing down that first, and I will cut away the sewing allowance at the edge there, and then I will insert the needle so that I'll be able to turn the needle that have been threaded. Can you see what I am doing? Just watch carefully. I just snip off the excess there so that it will be easy for me to turn it in. And then this is my needle. I've threaded it. I'm going to I've locked it, so you just go ahead and do that. I'll pass this needle here, and I'm just watch what I'm doing. Basically what I'm trying to do is to pass the needle so that it's inside, so that when I'm going to draw the thread, it will be easy for it to come inside. If you leave it outside now, it will not, you can't control drawing it through the loop. I hope I'm making sense. Remember, this is mesh illusion fabric, so you be careful when you're passing your needle so that it doesn't stick to any side, so that it will be easy for it to pass in. It's not like other fabrics, so make sure it passes through the hole. And once it goes in, once you're sure it has gone in a bit, then you can start sewing it. So I will go ahead and continue with the stitches. Remember, the fabric is doubled, so always double it. So you're just going to sew very close so that you have very tiny loop. Once you're done sewing it, you're going to go ahead and cut off the excess, the sewing allowance. So just trim it off so that it will be easy for you to pass the loop. I'll go ahead and draw out the loops. So you have one straight loop that you're going to cut into pieces for the button loops. So once you're done, you have this button loops that looks like this. I'm going to measure 2 inches. You can measure 1.5 if you don't want yours to be as big as mine. But I just wanted, I've tried 1.5 before. I still struggled with it though. That's why I'm using 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut pieces of 2 inches loops.
So many times that I miss you. I know how to call when I want to. Now you got way bigger issues.
Next, I'll go ahead and introduce a paper that I'm going to work on. So here I have 1 inch intervals all around. So I'm going to place the loop like this. Can you see? If you want yours to be smaller, you can close it up, but I want mine to be open, remember. So I'm just going to place it on the 1 inch and sew all of them. So once I'm done sewing the loops, I'm going to introduce the mesh illusion fabric. So I'm going to align it so that it will align with the edges of the neckline. So go ahead and sew this like this. Place the mesh fabric on top of the bottom loops. After sewing this, I'll then go ahead and tear off the paper. Just tear it off, it will come out very clean. So I'll go ahead and finish the neckline of the bottom loops. Next, to finish off the button loops, I'm going to fold this mesh illusion fabric into 2 and fold it again this way, and I'm going to sew it. Notice that everything I'm doing, I'm using the mesh illusion fabric for it. That way it would look very natural and it will come out clean. So I'll just go ahead and sew this, and once I'm sewing it, I'm going to turn it over and understitch it. Once I was done doing it, this is how clean and neat it is. Can you see? Very fine. So go ahead and do your button loops for your wedding dress. See you in my next video. Bye.